Welcome to our deep dive on AI in healthcare. It's going to be a fascinating one. You guys sent over some really cutting-edge research. I'm excited to get into it. We're going to explore everything from AI's potential to diagnose UTIs even before you have symptoms, to
Yeah.
its ability to pick up on signs of mental distress just by analyzing your speech patterns.
Yeah, it's a field that is absolutely exploding right now. And what's really interesting to me is how AI is moving beyond just like crunching numbers and starting to tackle these much more nuanced aspects of healthcare.
Right, it's about more than just data points.
Exactly.
So let's start with this paper by Mohammed Alkin and his colleagues. It's on AI-driven clinical decision support systems. We've all heard of CDSS, but this paper really dives into how machine learning is changing the game.
Yeah, traditionally CDSS relied on much simpler models, but now with machine learning, these systems can learn and adapt from these huge amounts of data in a way that just wasn't possible before. And it's allowing them to tackle some really complex medical challenges.
But with any new technology,
Yeah.
of course there are challenges. Alkin's paper really emphasizes how important it is to ensure the accuracy and fairness of these AI systems. We need to be confident that any AI involved in our healthcare decisions is both reliable and unbiased.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's not even enough for an AI to just be right.
Yeah.
We need to be able to understand why it arrived at a particular conclusion.
Right.
And this is where explainable AI comes in. And it's so critical, especially in a field as sensitive as healthcare.
Absolutely. And speaking of explainable AI, the research by Sadia Kamal and Tim Oates on MedGrad ECLIP for skin lesion diagnosis is a great example of this in action.
Yeah, what's remarkable about their work is that their AI system not only classifies skin lesions, but it actually highlights the specific regions in the image that led to that diagnosis. So it's like
Wow.
this level of transparency allows both the doctor and the patient to really see the AI's reasoning and build trust in the diagnosis.
It's like having the AI show its work. It's so cool. And speaking of innovative applications, let's move on to the research by UG Dai and their team. They're using AI to predict UTI risk using data from electronic health records.
It's a really intriguing concept. They're not just trying to diagnose UTIs that have already happened. They're actually trying to identify individuals who might be at higher risk of developing one in the future. So it's
Yeah.
a much more proactive approach to healthcare.
It makes you wonder about the potential to identify and address health issues before they even become serious problems. This
Yeah.
research really highlights that.
Absolutely.
But as the paper points out, working with real-world data like electronic health records has its own set of challenges.
Definitely, real-world data can be really messy and inconsistent. It's often incomplete. And there's also this added challenge of establishing what's considered ground truth.
Right.
And this is where the sophistication of these AI techniques really comes into play, allowing researchers to kind of navigate all these complexities.
So we've looked at how AI can analyze images and medical records, but what about the power of language? Jun M. Liu and their team have developed EmoScan, an AI that can screen for depression and anxiety just by analyzing a person's speech patterns.
Yeah, this is where large language models, or LLMs, become incredibly powerful. They can detect these very subtle cues in language like tone of voice hesitation, word choice, that might indicate emotional distress. And in some cases, research has even shown that they may outperform traditional screening methods.
Wow, it's amazing to consider that even just our everyday conversations could hold valuable insights into our mental well-being.
It really is.
That's wild.
But it does raise some pretty interesting questions. As these technologies become more sophisticated and integrated into healthcare, we need to carefully consider the privacy implications of sharing such personal information with these AI systems.
That's a really important point. And speaking of personal information, let's talk about the research being done by Franklin Y. Ruan and his colleagues. They've created an AI called PETT, which stands for Pre-trained Actigraphy Transformer.
So what's fascinating about PT is that it uses movement data collected by your smartwatch to potentially predict mental health issues.
Really?
Yeah,
So the way we move throughout our day could offer clues about our mental state.
it could.
Yeah.
And it really underscores how AI is kind of blurring these lines between our physical and mental health.
That's fascinating. Now, shifting gears a bit, let's dive into the world of radiology. We have two really fascinating pieces of research here. First, Suraj Pai and his team have developed CTFM, a foundation model for CT scans.
Yeah, what's impressive about CTFM is its ability to perform such a wide range of tasks, from segmenting organs to generating reports, all from analyzing these CT scan images. So it's really the kind of technology that could significantly streamline radiology workflows.
And along similar lines, we have the work of Dafei Gu and their team on Radaline. It's an AI system that combines visual and language analysis to create incredibly detailed radiology reports.
What's remarkable about Radaline is its ability to combine two different types of AI, one that analyzes the images and another that understands language. And this allows it to generate reports that are both accurate and easy to understand, which could have a huge impact on patient care.
Wow. It seems like with both CTFM and Radaline, we're seeing AI not only analyze medical images, but also communicate those findings in a way that's helpful for both doctors and patients. It's a really exciting development.
It is. But as with any new technology, we need to be mindful of the challenges. Marcos Matabuena's work on variable selection highlights the complexities of working with such large amounts of biomedical data.
Right.
And it's a good reminder that these AI systems, no matter how sophisticated they are, need to be rigorously validated to make sure they're reliable.
It's a crucial point. We're talking about people's health, so the stakes are incredibly high. But these challenges shouldn't overshadow the incredible potential of AI in healthcare.
Right. We have the research by Ziyuan Wang and his colleagues on ADAM1. It's an AI that uses microbiome and clinical data to potentially detect Alzheimer's disease. Yeah. This is a prime example of AI's potential for early disease detection.
Yeah.
Imagine being able to identify individuals at risk of developing Alzheimer's before they even experience symptoms. It could have a huge impact on how we approach treatment and care for this devastating disease.
It's truly groundbreaking work. And similarly, Amit K.R. Day and their team are doing incredible work using AI to screen for diabetic retinopathy in India. This condition can lead to blindness if it's not detected and treated early, and their AI system is making screening so much more accessible in areas where there's limited access to specialists.
It's a perfect example of how AI can help address healthcare disparities and bring this life-saving technology to underserved communities around the world.
I am. This first group of research has me already thinking about the future of healthcare in a whole new light.
Yeah, there's so much more to uncover.
I'm ready to dive even deeper.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next batch of research and see what other insights we can uncover.
Let's do it. We've seen how AI is making waves in diagnosing these specific conditions, but it also has this potential to change how we understand disease itself.
Yeah, a lot of the research we've looked at so far has focused on, individual diseases like cancer or UTIs. But what about using AI to kind of uncover these underlying mechanisms of disease in general? Could it help us develop entirely new treatments?
That's a question that's really at the forefront of medical research right now. We're still in the early stages of using AI for this purpose, but the potential is vast. AI can analyze these enormous data sets, from clinical trials to genetic studies to patient records, and identify these patterns that would be nearly impossible for humans to spot.
It's like having an army of tireless research assistants just combing through data 24/7.
Exactly. And these AI assistants are becoming more sophisticated all the time. Advances in machine learning mean they can adapt to new information and even generate hypotheses for scientists to investigate further.
Wow, so we could see AI actually leading to breakthroughs in areas like drug discovery or personalized medicine.
Absolutely. AI is already being used to identify potential drug targets, to screen promising molecules, and even design personalized treatment plans based on a patient's unique genetic makeup. So it's a rapidly evolving field.
It's exciting, but I have to admit it's also a little overwhelming. It feels like the pace of advancement is so fast. How can we be sure that all of this is being done responsibly?
Right. That's the key question. Like any powerful technology, AI carries potential risks alongside its benefits. We need to be very conscious of issues like data privacy and security. We need to build systems that are transparent and accountable.
And how do we address these concerns in a practical way?
It really requires a multi-pronged approach.
Yeah.
Clear ethical guidelines are essential, along with robust regulations and these ongoing discussions among everyone involved: developers, healthcare professionals, patients, and the public.
You mentioned data privacy several times. Can you elaborate on that? What are the unique privacy challenges when it comes to AI in healthcare?
Healthcare data is incredibly sensitive.
Yeah.
It includes information about our physical and mental health, genetic predispositions, lifestyle choices. Protecting this data is absolutely paramount. As AI systems become more integrated into healthcare, we need to ensure that they are designed with privacy in mind from the ground up.
It sounds like a complex task.
It is, but it's absolutely essential.
Yeah.
AI has the potential to really improve healthcare for everyone, but we need to proceed carefully and thoughtfully to ensure that everyone benefits.
Speaking of improving healthcare for everyone, one area where AI holds immense promise is in early disease detection. We've already touched on this with Alzheimer's and diabetic retinopathy, but I'm curious about other applications.
Yeah, you're right. Early detection is a game changer for so many conditions. For example, there's some really exciting research happening in cancer detection. AI algorithms are being developed to analyze medical images, like mammograms and colonoscopies,
Yeah.
and potentially identify these really subtle signs of cancer that might be missed by human radiologists.
That could be life-saving for so many people.
It could. And it goes beyond images. AI can also analyze blood tests, genetic data, and even patient symptoms to potentially detect cancer at its earliest stages.
It's almost like having a 247 early warning system for your health.
That's a great way to put it. The earlier we can detect these conditions, the better the chances of successful treatment and the less invasive those treatments need to be.
But early detection isn't only about cancer, right?
No, absolutely. AI is being explored for early detection of a wide range of conditions, including heart disease, stroke, Parkinson's disease, and even mental health conditions like depression and anxiety.
It's almost as if AI is giving us this whole new way of looking at the human body and understanding how disease develops.
That's a powerful insight. AI can analyze these huge amounts of data and help us see these complex interplay of factors that contribute to disease, everything from our genes and lifestyle to environmental factors and social determinants of health.
It's mind-boggling to think about the sheer volume of information that AI can process and analyze. It makes you wonder, with all this data at its disposal, could AI one day help us prevent diseases altogether?
I think that's the ultimate goal. And while we're not there yet, the progress we're making is truly remarkable. AI is giving us these new tools and insights that could revolutionize how we approach disease prevention.
It's all incredibly fascinating, but amidst all this excitement, it's important to remember that AI is still just a tool. It's not a replacement for human doctors and the care they provide.
That's a really crucial point.
Yeah.
AI should augment human capabilities, not replace them. Doctors bring expertise, judgment, and compassion to healthcare that can't be replicated by machines.
So it's really about finding the right balance, a partnership between human intelligence and artificial intelligence.
Exactly. The future of healthcare lies in harnessing the strengths of both pace. AI can provide us with incredible insights and tools, but it's up to human doctors to interpret those insights and apply them in a way that benefits patients.
This conversation has really opened my eyes to the potential of AI in healthcare. It's not just about changing how we treat diseases, it's about changing how we understand health and disease in general.
That's a great way to summarize it.
Hmm.
We're at the beginning of a really profound shift in healthcare, and AI is playing a very central role.
I'm eager to hear more, but I think we need to take a short break. We'll be back soon with the final part of our deep dive, where we'll wrap up our exploration of AI in healthcare and discuss what the future holds. We've covered so much ground in this deep dive, it feels like AI is touching every corner of healthcare.
It really is. From diagnosing skin conditions to potentially predicting mental health, just from your smartwatch movements, the possibilities seem endless.
And we've talked about AI's potential to change how we understand disease and develop new treatments, but there's one area I'm particularly curious about, the role of AI in surgery.
Yeah, it's an area that's generating a lot of excitement right now. Surgical robotics and AI-assisted surgery are advancing so rapidly. Imagine surgeons having these AI-powered assistants that can enhance their precision and perform minimally invasive procedures with incredible accuracy.
It sounds like something out of science fiction. Is this really happening now?
Oh, it absolutely is happening. AI is already being used for surgical planning, navigation, and even real-time decision-making during procedures.
Hmm.
You know, robotic systems guided by AI can perform these really delicate tasks with more dexterity than is humanly possible, allowing for surgery in these really tight spaces and with much greater control.
That's remarkable. What are some examples of how this is actually being used today?
We'll take prostate surgery, for instance. AI-assisted robotic systems are helping surgeons remove cancerous tissue while preserving critical nerves and minimizing side effects. And in neurosurgery, AI algorithms are being used to plan complex brain tumor removals, creating these detailed 3D models that guide surgeons through these really intricate procedures.
It's incredible to think that AI can help surgeons make such precise decisions with, potentially life-altering consequences. But with all this automation, does it mean surgeons will eventually become obsolete?
That's a common concern, but I really believe that the future of surgery is about collaboration, not replacement. AI can enhance surgical skills the ability of a human surgeon.
So it's about a partnership, combining human skill with AI's precision and analytical power.
Exactly. Think of it like an orchestra. The surgeon is the conductor leading the performance, and the AI-powered tools are the instruments working together to create this harmonious outcome.
I love that analogy. It really captures the essence of this collaboration. But as we've discussed throughout this deep dive, AI advancements come with these important considerations. What unique challenges do we face when it comes to AI and surgery?
Well, one key challenge is ensuring the safety and reliability of these systems. Surgical errors can have really serious consequences. So it's absolutely crucial that AI-powered surgical tools are rigorously tested and validated before they're used on patients.
That makes sense. What about the ethical considerations? Are there any unique ethical dilemmas that arise when we bring AI into the operating room?
Oh, there definitely are. For example, how do we allocate responsibility when a surgery involves both human and AI decision-making? And how do we ensure that AI is used to enhance the surgeon's skills, not replace them entirely? These are really important questions that require careful consideration.
It sounds like we need a framework for responsible development and use of AI in surgery.
We absolutely do.
Yeah.
We need clear guidelines for data privacy, algorithm transparency, and accountability. We also need to ensure that these technologies are accessible to everyone, not just a select few.
Accessibility is such an important point. We can't allow AI to exacerbate existing healthcare disparities. We need to ensure that the benefits of these advancements are shared equitably.
I completely agree. AI has this potential to truly revolutionize surgery, making it safer, precise, and more accessible. But we need to proceed thoughtfully and ethically to ensure that everyone benefits.
This deep dive has been a real eye-opener. We've explored so many facets of AI in healthcare, from the power of language models to the potential of AI-assisted surgery. Where do you see this field heading in the future?
Well, I think we're just scratching the surface of what's possible. I envision a future where AI is seamlessly integrated into every aspect of healthcare. From prevention and diagnosis to treatment and recovery, we'll see much more personalized and precise medicine with AI algorithms tailoring treatments to each individual's unique needs.
So it's about moving away from this one-size-fits-all approach to healthcare.
Precisely, AI will empower us to treat each patient as an individual, optimizing their care and improving their outcomes.
What about new discoveries? Can AI help us solve these medical mysteries that have stumped us for centuries?
I believe it can. AI is already accelerating drug discovery and helping us understand these really complex mechanisms of disease. It's not inconceivable that AI could one day lead to cures for diseases like cancer, Alzheimer's, and HIV/AIDS.
That's an incredibly hopeful thought.
Right.
But even with all this potential, it's important to remember that AI is not a magic bullet. It's a tool that we need to use wisely and responsibly.
You're absolutely right. We need to proceed with caution, humility, and a deep commitment to the well-being of all people. The future of AI in healthcare is bright, but it's up to us to shape it in a way that benefits all of humanity.
Well, this deep dive has been an incredible journey. Thank you so much for sharing your insights and expertise with me and our listeners.
It's been my pleasure. The world of AI in healthcare is constantly evolving. I encourage everyone to stay curious and keep exploring the possibilities.
And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on the deep dive. We hope this episode has sparked your imagination and left you with a sense of wonder about the future of healthcare. Until next time, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.